that it is outdated.
It is outdated. So you're saying that biologists and doctors who have studied for several years,
No,
who knows
that's not what I've said. That's not what I've said. I'm sorry.
But if these words have a meaning and it's a biological fact, you must understand that they must have consulted with like doctors, biologists, people of that nature to formulate a biological fact, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're saying that these doctors don't know what they're talking about.
That's not what I've said, no.
So if our sex is binary and the definition of, this identity that you speak of speaks to biology, how can one change it if it's binary?
Okay, so so the definition of gender, I believe, no matter how many doctors or scientists or biologists have worked on defining gender, I believe that the current definition for gender on Merriam-Webster, Oxford, etc., is outdated. Okay, so
but they've even recently updated it, and it still has that said definition.
Well, okay, they could have updated it, right? They could have updated it yesterday. It would still be outdated.
Oh, so it doesn't matter what these literates say. It matters what you feel.
Okay, so say we were to take the brain of a man and put it in a woman's body, right? The brain says, I don't feel right in this body. I'm a man, even though I'm in a woman's body. What would be the solution in that?
What is this male brain or this man's brain that you speak of?
So the brain says, I am a man, right? But
brains say that?
It is. Okay. Obviously, the brain doesn't have a mouth and isn't going to say, I'm a man.
Because there's no man or woman's brain. You know that, right? According to neurologists, there's no male or female brain. I know. Okay, so why are you using that analogy if you know that, there's no male or female's brain?
Because obviously I don't mean the sex of the brain. I don't. Oh. So, okay, so let me just, so the brain says, right, or the brain is telling the person, I am a male, however, I am in a female body with the female sex, right? What would be the solution there? It would be to change the body to fit what the brain is telling or saying,
Oh, like if a schizophrenic person thinks that they're on fire, or like they hear the voices in their brains, we should tell them that, yes, you are on fire, and we should tell them that the voices that they hear are in fact true, and they should do what the voices are telling them. Like that, you mean?
To my knowledge, transgender people don't have a voice in their head, so I can't.
I'm just asking you. You just said that their brains are telling them.
It would be unfair to. Okay, sorry.
Look, I'm not saying that they have a voice in their head. I'm saying you just said that their head is telling them, or their brains is telling them one thing, and that is the same thing that happens with persons with schizophrenia, and persons with like bipolar disorder, and persons with bulimia, and persons with anorexia, right?
I have said that transgender people do not have a voice in their head. I am saying that their brain is telling them. That is exactly what you're saying. That is exactly what you're saying. Sorry, I'm sorry. But you just said that you just compared transgender people to having a voice in their head like schizophrenic people.
Sir, I did no such thing. You said that their brains are telling them something. You just said that somebody's brain is telling them something. And I compared it to when another person's brain is telling them something. would you agree that a person with schizophrenia, their brain tells them something, right?
Well, everyone's brain tells them stuff. It's not.
No, I didn't ask you that. I asked you specifically for a person with schizophrenia. Do their brains
Yes.
tell them something? Their brains do. What would you say about a person with bulimia? Do their brains tell them that they're overweight?
Sure.
Oh, what about persons with anorexia? Do their brains tell them something as well?
Yes.
Oh, and what about like bipolar disorder? Do their brains tell them
Also,
something as well? Okay. And if your brain is telling you something that isn't true, what would that be called?
I don't. Is there a term for it? I don't.
I don't know. I don't know these things. I'm from a third world country. I'm just asking you. What would you call that? If somebody is seeing things that aren't real, feeling things that aren't real, not liking their bodies because they think that something is wrong with it, what would you call that?
Well, I assume that would be normal. Like if your brain's telling you
Oh,
there's
it's
something wrong
normal.
with your body, it's normal human.
Oh, it's normal. So persons with schizophrenia, the voices that they hear is normal. And we should tell them that they are in fact hearing it.
Well, I'm not saying that they should act on the voices that they're hearing and
But if
do
you're
what they're
saying it's
saying.
normal, why can't they act on it?
Well, why okay, so if it's not normal, then how would millions of people have it? It's like,
No, we're
just
not talking about if schizophrenia exists. We know that schizophrenia exists. What we're talking about is the fact that the voices that these persons who are experiencing this psychosis experience, do you think that the voices that they hear are in fact voices speaking to them? That's what I asked
well,
you.
I wouldn't know. I don't have schizophrenia.
Oh, you wouldn't know. But you know about people
No.
who are T and know that, when they hear the voices in their head or the thoughts in their head that tells them that,
Okay.
you're in the
Okay.
wrong space. Those are real. Okay, I hear you. I understand.
I feel like you don't, because I've already said that I'm not saying that transgender people have a voice in their head. I'm saying that their body
Oh,
and their brain is
they have a
telling
thought.
them that they don't fit in that body.
Oh, and schizophrenic persons, their minds aren't telling them that they're hearing voices. Okay.
I feel like you might misunderstand me. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to understand you. That's why I wanted you to explain.
Well,
That's why I
I
asked
feel
you
like
persons
I feel like
who
you're
are
not
hearing
trying. I feel like
voices. Pardon?
I feel like you're not actually trying to understand me. I feel like you're listening to respond, not listening to understand.
I'm listening to understand. That's why I was asking you questions in accordance with what you were saying. That's why I asked you. And you said that people who are T, they feel something in their brains that is telling them that you're in the wrong space, right? You were born in the wrong space. You should be in this space.
Yeah.
So I asked you if like a person with schizophrenia, bulimia, multiple personality disorder, anorexia, those things that, they hear, they feel voices, feel things in their head that aren't real, right? If what you call that, but you haven't answered,
Okay, so if we're talking about so the difference between something like schizophrenia, anorexia, etc., to people that are transgender, it's not, obviously, if they were to listen to the voices in their head, or to listen to what their body is telling them as a schizophrenic person, it could do damage to them, whether it be mentally, physically, emotionally, etc. But why should we be? Why should we be the ones?
What like what?
I'm
Tea
not finished
people?
speaking. I'm sorry.
Like what?
I'm not
Tea
finished speaking.
people?
I'm not finished speaking. I'm sorry.
Okay, you're getting upset. I'm gonna have to cut you off, Luke, because it's circular.
I'm
I'm
sorry,
trying
but
to
I'm not
understand
getting
you,
it.
but you're not answering my questions. You're going around, and then you're getting upset. It's just
I'm sorry, but I'm not getting upset. I'm just asking you not to cut me off while I'm speaking. So,
but why haven't you
do you
answered
mind?
the question, Luke?
Okay, sorry. What was the question?
If a person is mind is telling them something that isn't real, what do you call that?
I don't know what you mean. What would you call that?
Or if your brain is telling you that there's something wrong with your body when it's not, and if your brain is telling you that a functioning body part shouldn't be there, right? And you are in the wrong space, what would you call
that? Well, sure. I'd say that the brain would be lying. Obviously the sky isn't purple, and even if the brain is telling you that, I mean, obviously it's wrong, but it's not normal.
Oh, so since it's not, since it's normal, we should tell these people that the voices that they're hearing are in fact speaking to them, and the body part that they see that they don't want to be there, they can just do away with it. Is what you're saying?
Sorry, I don't know what you mean that we tell them that the voices in their head are speaking to them.
You just said that it's normal, Luke. You just said that it's normal. So if their brains are telling them something and you just said that it's not normal, that means it's normal, then we should just reaffirm it.
I have also said that just because it's normal doesn't mean that we should, tell them that it's okay to act on that. People with intrusive thoughts think I should run over there and, unalive that person. That doesn't mean that they should act on it. We're just telling them that it is normal and it's not abnormal to have, a condition like this, to have these thoughts,
Oh, but so we shouldn't normalize schizophrenia by encouraging them to act on what the thoughts in their heads are saying. But with every other mental disorder, that is the plan of psychiatrists. We don't affirm it, we don't encourage it, we don't enable it. But the only one that gets a green light is G dysphoria, where people are allowed to self-mutilate, to take medication that destroy their livers, their kidneys, scoliosis, osteoporosis. The FDA has warned against puberty blockers, right? That it slows the brain and causes blindness. But we should encourage that one because it matters what they feel. And that is all that matters. Right, Luke?
I mean, there's side effects to every kind of medicine. It's not like you're going to find a medicine that, you're not going to have some kind of side effect to. So, like, it'd be the same as a schizophrenic person telling them, no, you're not allowed to take this medication to, help you block out those thoughts and try and get better, just because it has this side effect and that side effect, Like, I mean, if you're able to make a conscious decision that, although, yes, this does have these health risks, however, it will help me conform with the gender that I am feeling right now, that I should, be, then why should we not allow that to happen?
Oh, so you're saying that schizophrenic persons, the medications that they take, help them to not go into psychosis. So that is fine, even though it has side effects. But with the affirming care of G people, right, TG people, right, the medications that they take don't help their condition at all because it doesn't stop the condition from still happening. they will still feel as if something is wrong with their bodies. And in turn, the medications that they're taking also damages their bodies. So it's like a double whammy, but we should still encourage it. Even though with schizophrenic persons, the medication that they take actually helps with their psychosis. And we don't tell them that the voices that they're hearing are in fact there. Oh, so would it be more beneficial if we treated, people with G dysphoria the same way we treat persons with schizophrenia, bulimia, multiple personality disorder, by not affirming the delusions, but coming up with ways in which kind of alleviate these thought processes, right?
Sure.
Okay. So why is it that you want to encourage this? If you agree with me that it's not right to encourage these delusions because it's not beneficial to the people that we're encouraging, do you think that we need to continue this conversation, or?
Well, there's more to be discussed.
There's more to be discussed. All right, I'm going to add somebody else. What else do you want to discuss?
Well, with that, you said that, even if people, what's the word? Sorry. If people transition into the gender that they feel, that the gender dysphoria won't go away. That is most of the time. Oh, well, sorry, I shouldn't say most of the time, but a lot of the time does alleviate the feeling that you are in the wrong body, and if you have bottom surgery and stuff like that, then that also does help with it can alleviate all of the feeling that you were in the wrong body, and you can start to live a normal life, but I'd feel if I felt that I was in the wrong body and that I was supposed to be a female, I would feel a lot better once I actually transitioned into being a female.
Oh, so but we just spoke about transitioning, your crossing over your sex, and we just came to the conclusion that there's not a possibility for that to happen, right, Luke? We just came to that conclusion because your sex is binary, right, Luke?
Well, I'm not saying that they're transitioning their sex.
Yeah, but if you cut up an eggplant,
Sorry, I didn't hear that. Your mic glitched out.
I'm saying if you cut up an eggplant, right, Luke?
Yeah.
All right, Luke, I'm going to talk to somebody else, but thank you so much for coming on.
Well, you didn't
Luke,
finish your question.
Enjoy the rest of your morning.
Sorry,
Feel free to come on anytime, Luke.
I didn't hear you finish your question. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you just answered it. I said if you cut up an eggplant, it's still an eggplant.
Oh, sorry,
But, thank you for coming on. Oh, you didn't hear? You even asked it twice, and then I affirmed it, and then you said yes. But thank you so much, Luke, for coming on. You're free to come on any other time. I do this daily, but I want to get to know the person. You're like 20 persons.
Before you take me off the live, I just wanted to say your microphone did cut out there. All I heard was if you cut up an eggplant, right? And then I said yes, like yeah. So what if you cut up an eggplant? That's all I heard, and people in the comments can confirm that that's all I heard.
If you cut up an eggplant, if you cut up an eggplant, is it still an eggplant?
Yes, if you cut up an eggplant, it is still an eggplant.
All right, thank you so much, Luke. Enjoy the rest of your morning. Take care.
That's okay. Okay.
Hi. Before I say anything, I am a trans person, and I've heard in chat that they've wanted a trans person to talk. So I would like to discuss anything on gender and what you thought on all that. So can you explain your thoughts on like anything gender related?
I really don't have any thoughts on that. I don't spend my time thinking about that.
Yes, but you have three things which have transphobia, genders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't mean that I think about it. I have life to live.
Yes, but you have said that there's two genders. Transphobia does not exist.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Merriam-Webster's dictionary said that. Oxford Dictionary said that. Doctors said that. DNA said that. Gummy said that. I didn't say that. I'm just reiterating. I didn't say
Bill Nye
anything
the
like that.
Science Guy has said there's more genders than two.
Well, what are
So
the
if you would
gummies
like to say
that
that,
they produce?
they are you sure there isn't infertile women and men?
Even if they are infertile, they produce a certain gametes. So what gametes do these others gingers produce?
What does gingers have anything to do with this?
You know what I'm talking about.
You're just bringing up one group of people with one hair color.
Darling, I've not spoken about hair colors the entire time that I've been on. I'm just asking you, since there are so many other gingers, what are the gametes do they produce? That's what I'm asking you. We don't need to argue. We're having a good conversation. Let's just continue with that.
Infertile people. Yes.
They produce a
People
specific
can.
gamete.
This is really bugging me that you're saying gingers.
Because your people like to mass report, right? So I'm going to say it again. Infertile
No,
people still produce a specific gamete. Can you tell me what other gingers produces separate gametes other than male and female? That's all I'm asking you. I can't do
you're
it,
not
Manti.
cutting out.
It's too much. Okay, Manti, I'm gonna have to let you go. Please take care.
No,
I just can't. It's getting too emotional. Hi, good morning.
Hi.
Ambrose. Great. Good morning.
Good morning.
Huh?
I want to know your logic about how transphobia isn't real and how cis is as bad as the N word. I would really like to know.
Um, what is T? What is T?
What is T? You mean trans?
What is T?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what is T? What is that? What does that mean?
I don't understand what you're saying.
What is T? What is TG? What is TG?
Transgender?
What is TG? Go ahead, elaborate. What is it?
There's literally a definition on it. It is, transgender is when
How old
you
are
are
you,
born.
Ambrose?
I'm 18. 19, I mean.
Okay, go ahead.
Transgender is when you are born as one sex, but feel like you are another.
13. Oh, they're saying that you're 13. I'm going to have to cut you off.
I'm not 13, I'm 19.
Turn on your camera.
Bruh, fine.
All right, take care of yourself. Please, people, we're just... All right? Just stick to the rules, please. I'll get to everybody that is waiting. I'm going down the list of everybody. Every single body will be accepted. Hi, good morning. Okay, that one's a dud. That one was a.
What's going on?
Hi, good morning. What's up?
Nothing much, man. To be honest, I actually agree with a lot of these different points you have up here. Um, Debating wise, I do not agree with the body count matters. Uh, First of all, sexuality is very, it's humanity. You know what I mean? I mean, if you have to judge somebody, it's either you're not experienced or you don't really have any pride in yourself. Transphobia, I don't really think it's real. I think once it become real is when they actually make rights, to where you can't really speak on your opinion about transphobia. White lives matter. I do definitely believe that all lives actually do matter, but we need to shed some light on the things that happen to Black African Americans in America or around the world in different countries. Um, Two genders. There's only two genders. I think that a lot of people are very confused, and they actually push it onto other people. And I think if you say anything about it, you're wrong. Oh, there's only two genders. You know what I mean? Cis. Not like I wouldn't say it was the N word, but I think it does confuse a lot of people, which is very wrong. I don't think cis is a thing. It doesn't exist. And I think a lot of times people feel butthurt about this whole entire thing. If you say cis does not exist, what cis actually really does not exist. And then if we go with pronouns, first of all, I'm not going to be forced to actually call somebody something that they're not. I don't care about them, they. That's bullshit. You're destroying literature. And when you destroy literature because you feel offended because somebody's not going to call you them, they, cat or dolphin, then that's very you're destroying literature. And also you're giving up freedom of speech. If someone doesn't feel comfortable with telling you something, then or calling you by your pronoun, that is wrong. You shouldn't feel offended. You should respect them. But I think like a lot of times people be like, oh my gosh, like you don't really respect me. How about you respect the decision that I made, that I don't feel comfortable with calling you that pronoun that you're not? Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Thank you for sharing your views. And I'm just going to get some dissenting opinions, but you're welcome anytime.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. All right.
All right, big ups.
Hello, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Doing fine. Thank you.
How old are you, by the way?
I am 18.
Please don't be mendacious. If you're not 18,
No, I really
just
am.
don't bother.
I turned 18 last month, so.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
Okay, first up, I'd like to discuss the only two genders in sex. And first of all, no, before saying anything, I want to say my first language is not English, so if I do not find a word for something, I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, ran out of air. Sorry. Maybe I do not know much about biology, so I'm not gonna say think about sex. But I do know that genders are really not a biology. It doesn't concern biology to say whether there are two genders, sorry, or there are more, because I'm really running out of air right now. It's really late, but I'm sorry. Yeah. So biology does not measure whether there are two genders or there are more. And that's really important right now because genders are only a matter of social science. Yeah. And Yeah, that's really important to discuss right now because it shouldn't even be in the same sentence. Sex and gender, they do influence each other, but it really isn't uh, a thing about biology to say about gender. Um, yeah, I'm really nervous, but I'm not 14. I could show you my ID. I got it like last week.
It's okay.
I
It's okay. It's okay.
okay.
Just continue. Oh, you're
Uh,
finished?
I think that's my point right now, but you could ask me questions if you. I do know you have a different opinion from mine, so if
All
you
right. So,
disagree with something, uh-huh.
yeah. So, do you know the definition of ginger? Do you know the definition thereof?
Ginger or
Yeah.
gender.
Yeah.
You say ginger. I'm sorry, I don't
Yeah.
understand.
You know what I'm talking about. The same thing that you think I'm talking about, that is what I'm talking about.
Okay, it's
You
ginger.
do know the definition, right? You do know the definition, what it means.
The definition of I'm going to say gender. It's let me phrase it in English because I do know the definition in Spanish, but yeah, the gender is what how do you say this word? It's what's around sex, and it's a social construct for what people think. Some people with I'm real sorry, I'm struggling to find words right now.
So
With
what is considered to be ginger in society? Is it male or female or man and woman?
it is man and woman.
Man and woman. So do you know that the definition of ginger doesn't have anything to do with man or woman? It specifically states to male and female.
Okay, I'm really sorry. I'm going to make some noise right now. The definition of gender from who? Whose definition of gender does not say that
Oh,
it's
the
man and
actual
woman?
one. The
What?
actual one.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
the actual definition. It doesn't say man or woman, it says male or female.
but the actual one. What's the actual one? There's a lot of definitions from different institutions that you
Oh,
know.
you can just Google. Google will do. Or if you have a
Okay,
dictionary, you can just open it up.
okay, I'm gonna Google it. It's
Okay, no
gender.
problem.
Let me see. Oh, it's in Spanish. Let me translate it. Gender definition. Really sorry for the noise.
For the person who typed, definitely a white mom. At least I have one. Um, Stop being bigoted.
Let's see from World Health Organization. It says refer to the characteristics of women, men, girls, and boys that are socially constructed. That's on World Health Organization.
Oh, what are the characteristics of women and men?
Socially constructed.
Darling, the
They're
society doesn't socially construct the characteristics of women and men. The characteristics of women and men are chestnuts, pom pom, eggplant, basketballs, eggs, menstrual cycle, swim
yeah,
around in
but
the basketball.
that doesn't
What,
concern
those are the
gender.
characteristics, ma'am.
That does not.
What are the characteristics of man and woman? How do you differentiate? Are you differentiating them based solely on their clothing?
Yeah, and on looks.
That makes